But she says, but anyways, there's a section of the city that has some unactivated warforged in it. Some automatons that are still sleeping. We would like it if they are reactivated because we hope that maybe they hold the knowledge of the past, or maybe they...
And this is a job she's telling us about her job that she wants us to
Yeah,
do,
she's
right?
telling you about the job she wants you to do.
Okay.
But she goes, but that would... We would have extra workers. We would have extra soldiers. So if something did happen, we could maybe leave the city one day. But it's just... We just need those warforged repowered up and reclaimed.
Gotcha. Well, call it a job well done.
She goes, so you'll do it?
Yep.
She goes,
I
You
don't
excellent.
know. I
are in
can't
luck.
answer for my compatriot, but I will.
You're in luck, cousin. I am ready and willing to try. Logan?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading my notes.
Okay.
But she goes, excellent. All right. She goes, well, if you have a map, it may not be useful, for that section of the city is... It has not been accessed by even us.
I'm looking to network, so anyone you know who would help with this predicament that you guys are in, and the problem with Otto or Asta or Octo, whatever the fuck his name is. We're looking to help you guys out.
That would
At
be...
least I am.
Most likely to see what Aquafina has to do with this.
I come from a race that commonly gets enslaved by another race, so I understand slightly.
Same here. I slightly understand.
All right. But she goes... Once...
Or I actually fully understand.
She goes, once you do this for us, I will take you to Augustus, and you can talk to him to your heart's content about whatever it is Octo wants.
Uh-huh. Do do I recall a library of sorts or anything?
Up top, or in general?
Yeah, up top.
I'd say you've been in the city for long enough that maybe you could find a library. You would have to actively look for it, because you're not like a native to the city.
Yeah, I haven't looked at.
Yeah, you haven't looked for
a
one,
library.
so...
I was just wondering if I
But
could come by one.
you can guess... You can make a pretty logical guess that in a city like this, there would probably be a library.
Okay. Just so you know, my character's probably gonna be looking for like just historical documents as much as he can, so I don't know
Perfectly
if you want
fine.
to prepare for that or not.
I'll prepare for it.
Uh, I'll follow lead on this.
She goes, great. I can guide you to the location of where the section of the city is. It's... I don't know what lives down there. You've probably encountered some sea spawn maybe already, or some
Yeah, we killed
Sahagin.
a couple of them.
She goes, good. You'll need to kill them. But there is some creatures that you'll need to be wary of. Giant toads, sharks, giant sharks. But just stick out of deep water and you'll be fine.
What about sharks with lasers? We deal with those outside.
She goes, nothing like that down here.
Thank goodness.
Just the sea life.
Now, is it like BioShock where we can see shit out in the ocean like while we're underground? And
There are sections of the city that you can see out of, but
Okay.
most of the city is reinforced steel
Okay.
or reinforced metal, like adamantium.
I just fell. Fuck. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But so it's kind of like BioShock, like where there are sections like the glass tubes where you can see wild. Like when you first came down here, you did see whales and sharks as you hit a bend in the corner.
Yeah.
But most of the city is like adamantium, a really hard metal, because it is resting at the bottom of the ocean, so it has to be
Yeah.
reinforced. It's not like BioShock. It's not as nice looking.
Yeah.
It's genuinely like it's very utilitarian. Like this section of the city is built to keep the upper city nice. So it's more
Yeah.
like we don't care what the Warforged have to deal with. Just,
Yeah.
they don't need pretty colors.
Gotcha.
But she gets up and she, waves to the bartender. She says, "I'll take you to the section of the city and you can go from there."
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So she leads you out of the bar, back through Seeker City. She takes you to a small tunnel blocked by a large door, and she pulls out a set of keys, ruffles through them, unlocks it, takes you deeper. And just for the sake of brevity, it takes you maybe 10 minutes of walking through two, steam tunnels and standing water. You encounter other Warforged who kind of look you curious glances, but more or less just go back to whatever they're doing.
There's no like Warforged children, right? They're all just fucking.
They're all adults. They're
Okay.
varying heights.
I didn't know if I know they're manufactured.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if
No. They're
I assume they're all adult like.
Yeah, they're some of them are gnome height or halfling height, so they look like children, but
Yeah,
most
but
of them,
still...
most of them are adults. Not most, all are adults.
Yeah.
But she leads you to a section of the city where you notice after maybe 5 minutes of walking, you haven't seen any Warforged. You're back in the outskirts. And at this point, you see her draw her blade and keep it at her side, and she gestures for you to do the same. And she says, "Well,"
I pull out my rapier and just kind of twirl it around and stuff.
she goes, "This is it," and she leads you to a large, sealed off section. She's like, "Past this, nobody knows what's down there."
Has anyone tried to find out?
We haven't had the manpower. Like I said, we can't devote anybody. I'm only able to do this because the men who guard my patrol, the men who guard my unit, are, they're not in any danger. So I can take a break at the bar and help you, but we can't send a whole platoon down here like we need to. So we'll send you. If you don't come back, you don't come back.
Query: do you have anything that can help us relocate the exit when the job is finished, or is this a straight path?
Because we're not sure. We've never mapped it. It's...
Do you have anything that can, give us a direction in which we can come back this way?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Got some glowing chalk or something?
Exactly. See, here we go. That's 11 plus. +4, 15.
15. She kind of sighs and says, "Yeah, I got this." And she pulls out this small little, almost like a compass, and she hands it to you and says, "This will always point to the center of the city. So you can use it to navigate the tunnels. It won't be easy, but it won't be as bad as just being lost in the tunnels."
Yeah.
But she goes, "Yeah, just return it to me when you get back because they're hard to make, and we don't have a lot of time."
It only is good for this city, and we don't plan on being here forever, so...
She goes, "Excellent." She goes, "Just be careful down there." And she presses a button in the door ka-chunk, and then slides over.
If you don't see us again, try to remember us.
She goes, "Hard to forget a kobold."
Yep.
Don't worry, I will meet our brethren in Valhalla if needed.
So, you both enter the tunnel, and the door doesn't close behind you, but you see as you turn around, she's already walking back towards Seeker City.
Uh-huh.
But you guys start navigating the tunnel, and both of you make survival checks for me.
Alright.
All right. 11.
11, okay.
16.
16. So, easily enough with your combined skills and working together, you navigate the tunnels. You run into a couple dead ends, a couple, areas that you can't traverse because it's simply even if you're a kobold, the tunnels get so tight that you wouldn't be able to, even if you tried crawling, you wouldn't be able to get through. But eventually you come into this small chamber, and as you both enter, you both have dark vision, and you can both see, black and white, and you do see something sitting in the center of the room.
I can see normally.
You can see normally?
Because of the constitution thing.
And you're fine.